Good morning, everyone. For years, many wondered whether Bitcoin is Sharia compliant. Today, the question is settled. With Dubai Sharia board approving Bitcoin as a permissible asset, the answer is clear. Yes, Bitcoin is Sharia compliant. This leads to the next question. Where can a Muslim investor buy Bitcoin safely and within a fully Sharia-governed framework? In the UAE, the answer increasingly points to Ruya Bank. Ruya has positioned itself as more than an Islamic digital bank. It is shaping a new model of ethical finance where digital assets, long-term wealth building, and Sharia governance meet. Today, we sit with Christoph Koster, CEO of Ruya, to understand what this means, how Ruya become the first Islamic bank globally to offer direct Bitcoin investment inside its app, and what lies ahead for Sharia-compliant digital asset from tokenization to future of stablecoins. Hello, Christoph.
Hey, good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. So how describe Ruya philosophy around what modern Islamic banking should look like?
Well, that's a loaded question. So as a digital Islamic bank, I think our mandate is to embrace all of financial services around our customers' needs, right? And beyond just basic banking and doing that quick and doing that beautifully and digital first and mobile native for our customers. Beyond that, there is an expectation of our customers, who are not just, but obviously predominantly Muslim customers, to participate in digital assets, in virtual assets, and in Bitcoin. For the longest time, our customers and investors, and Muslim investors in particular, have asked themselves, can I invest in this? Is it Sharia compliant? Is it not? And if it is, under which circumstances is it? Which asset class and which coin and which project and which technology? And now for the first time, thanks to the bold moves of the higher Sharia authority in the UAE, which is part of the central bank of the UAE and the UAE's highest governing body for Islamic finance, we finally have an answer to give to our customers and to say, yes, Bitcoin, the way we set it up in the Ruya app, is Sharia compliant, and you can invest in it and can add it to your portfolio as part of your long-term wealth building.
So, yes, Bitcoin is Sharia compliant. Why is this approval is significant from a religious point of view as well as economic point of view?
So, Sharia compliance, or the permissibility of Bitcoin as a tradable asset, first of all, is rooted in the Islamic finance principles that assets must be permissible in order to be the subject of an underlying trade. So it has to have clear ownership and a clear price and functionality and tradability. And according to a long research that the Higher Sharia Authority has undertaken in conjunction with market participants and soundings across Sharia boards of banks as well as digital asset players in the country, they have determined that, yes, Bitcoin can be owned, it can be priced, it has a utility, it is an asset that can be traded between two parties. So because Bitcoin fulfills all of these trades that confirm with Islamic finance, it is a permissible asset. From an economic point of view, I think it's significant in the way that I think we're now, depending on where the price is, we're talking about an asset class of $2 trillion globally, which is a significant portion of assets besides commodities and stocks and sukuk. This is an asset class that customers some customers at least want to participate in.
Have it in their portfolio.
Exactly. BlackRock, now one of the largest, or probably the largest asset manager in the world, is recommending to their customers to have an allocation of Bitcoin of up to 5% in their portfolio. So now if you imagine that all customers in the world have 5% Bitcoin allocation in their portfolios, it becomes a significant asset class and a significant economic opportunity that we can now tell our customers that they can safely and with certainty invest in.
So crypto in general is associated a little bit with speculation, right? So how you're ensuring that the user experience and the investor experience while using your services is at least making it at the minimum level of speculation?
That's a great question. So first of all, we cannot influence price movements, obviously.
Yeah,
we cannot take away volatility.
I wish we can.
And we cannot take away volatility.
Yeah.
But let me lead with a very interesting fact here. And I've made the same argument behind closed doors with the higher Sharia authority in the UAE in a consultation meeting. Tesla stock has more volatility in 2025, at least up until the point of in August when we had this discussion, was more volatile than Bitcoin.
Political movement.
Yeah? Tesla stock, which is considered a Sharia-compliant stock, has had more volatility in 2025 than Bitcoin. So volatility is not limited to crypto assets or digital assets, virtual assets in general. But obviously, it tends to have higher volatility than the majority of traditional investments or traditional asset classes, stocks, sukuk, ETF. So therefore, the way we've set it up is that we don't encourage our customers to do speculative trading in and out and day trading and taking the smallest bets at the biggest risks. We've designed it in a way that it becomes part of our customers' long-term investment portfolio. You can invest in Bitcoin today, you can invest in physical digital gold, you can invest in stocks and ETFs and sukuk and all other asset classes. And so this becomes the way we've set it up, and also with the fee structure that we've set up, it does not encourage our customers to do speculative trading.
So your fees are high?
Our fees are lower than many of the exchanges, but it is still significant enough to not encourage customers to do active day trading in and out 100 times a day.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be economical.
So going a little bit wider here, and we're lucky to live in a place where the regulation are improving and becoming more clear. UAE with VARA, with ADGM, with the central bank are leading the charge on updating and bringing the latest clarification and laws to apply into this space. So how helpful was the clarity and the vision of the regulators in setting up the roadmap for Ruya in this space?
So that is a story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, if I may say. So on the one side, the regulatory authorities in the UAE have been incredibly helpful, incredibly innovative and progressive, especially around digital asset regulation with, as you said, VARA, the Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, ESCA, FSRA, all having regulatory frameworks for virtual assets. And then at the same time, you have the banking regulations under the central bank, which have been making extreme advancements over the past few years in the digital asset space, including fintech, payment tokens, open finance, domestic payment schemes, you name it. All sorts of innovative regulations come out. Putting all of them together under one roof, because they are fragmented in places, putting them all together in order to be able to offer our customers Bitcoin investments as an end result has been a journey of almost 7 months. We have an ESCA license for being able to promote and introduce investment products. We have, obviously, as a regulated bank by the Central Bank of the UAE, but we have NOCs and approvals from the Central Bank to be able to offer investment products. Then we have approvals from our own Sharia board on the permissibility of digital assets. And now finally we have the higher Sharia authorities ruling that Bitcoin is a permissible asset. So, and then we have a VARA regulated partner.
The architecture, how you structured your partners. And
exactly.
Fuse, Tungsten, and
exactly. And then we have Fuse as the regulated VARA licensed partner, and then all of this comes together in this puzzle that eventually
nice salad.
Exactly that eventually gives this beautiful picture. But it was a lot of pieces of the puzzle that we had to put together in order to come up with the structure and the offering that is still convenient and easy for customers. Seamless.
Do you say seamless with those so many parties involved?
100% seamless. If you do it on the app today, you just say, I want to buy Bitcoin. Yeah, we take you through a one-time onboarding and suitability assessment, and then you buy and sell directly from your dirham account, from your current account, from your savings account, from your kids' account, from any account. Simple. You don't have to transfer money somewhere and then start trading. Don't have to download a different app. You simply just buy and sell directly from your bank account on the Ruya app.
And Tungsten is the custodian of these assets.
Fuse has two custodians at the back of this for Fireblocks for their hot wallets and Tungsten for their cold wallets. And I think up to 80% of their assets are kept in cold wallets, so that customers have the certainty and the safety net that their assets are secure.
Yeah. So beyond Bitcoin, do you see Sharia board or Islamic more friendly crypto digital asset products coming to the Islamic space? And especially whenever we start talking about tokenization, so tokenizing sukuk, commodities, backed instrument. So do you see this in the pipeline? Are you working on something like this?
Absolutely. So I think for me there are 4 large themes that we're working on that are the future of virtual assets in various shapes and forms for us in the UAE going forward. One is the actual direct investment in virtual assets. Bitcoin was the first one. The second one, as you said, is tokenization of underlying permissible assets and contracts. The third one are stablecoins, very clearly
coming
for
to stablecoin.
100% for cross-border payments and payments in general. And number 4, what we're working on is building the infrastructure for virtual asset service providers, or WASPs, licensed crypto businesses in the UAE. So when we
just killed 2 questions of mine. Go ahead.
Right. So when you go through the 4 things sort of in sequence, number 1 is Bitcoin is now the first step, the biggest virtual asset,
not
obviously.
Ethereum, right?
So today it is Bitcoin only. And we are selectively now looking at other virtual assets that we might put onto the platform, depending on their structure, their underlying characteristics. We will assess them and then have a discussion with our internal Sharia supervisory committee, which has been incredibly helpful in this process, extremely progressive and supportive throughout this entire process.
Because sorry for interruption here, but I feel like Ethereum could really change the whole scene whenever we move into Ethereum to become a Sharia compliant, because then you're entering a new era where staking is becoming the question. Is staking Sharia compliant or not? And this is something really not discussed yet, I believe. But I wish to see Ethereum as well in your wallet.
So I think we need a bit more research and certainty around the permissibility of Ethereum or staking. I simply cannot tell you today whether it is going to be permissible or not. But I agree with you. It is a customer need. And therefore it will be an ongoing subject of interest for us in order to drive the discussion and the research in this area forward, to be able to arrive at a conclusion and an answer of whether it is permissible or not, whatever that answer is going to be. Yeah.
So is stablecoin, are stablecoin compliant, Sharia compliant?
I wouldn't be able to tell you today whether they are Sharia compliant or not because there is no official ruling on it yet. But that is number three of areas of interest that we are working towards because there is a clear customer need. What we can do today already is to build the infrastructure for virtual asset service providers to be able to offer stablecoin based trades and payments. So that is something that we're actively supporting. Whether or not stablecoin itself for us as an Islamic bank is permissible to offer to our clients directly is something that we're working on, but remains to be seen. But I think there are phenomenal use cases behind it. When you think about merchant cross-border payments, there's no discussion that stablecoins are faster, cheaper, more efficient. Yeah. So for any of the UAE-based merchants, and the UAE is an import-export characterized economy,
built on trade.
100%. So if UAE-based merchants are able to settle their supplier payments in India, China, Indonesia, wherever they are, in stablecoin. And to be able to seamlessly interact through that between dirham currency and stable coins, it'll be a phenomenal improvement for them, as well as for customers to be able to pay for their coffee around the corner with stable coins. So this is something, again, that is not available today because we need more infrastructure, more research, and more rulings on that. But it's something that we very clearly see as a customer need and therefore need to be moving into this direction.
So, without going into anything confidential here, there is my question is, what could be still missing in this ecosystem, especially what banks like yours can do to make the life of people and VASP more seamless, let me say.
So I think I can't speak for WASPs, right? But I think 9 out of 10 WASPs that you ask will tell you that opening and maintaining banking infrastructure, namely client money accounts and seamless dirham virtual asset dirham rails, has historically been a challenge, and for many still is a challenge. And that is something that we're actively working on in order to build the infrastructure and to provide with WASPs with seamless services, right? Because the central bank has a very clear mandate and drive to make sure that the fiat leg of any transaction comes through the quote-unquote regulated banking infrastructure and banking ecosystem, to make sure that you keep the same level of controls that you have on the on-chain side, that you have them on the off-chain side, and then connect the two, and voila, you have a 360-degree view of transactions of customers, and that gives all ecosystem players, starting from the end customer all the way through to WASPs, banks, and regulators, gives them the comfort and the certainty that all of these transactions are compliant with local and international regulations.
So looking 5 years ahead, so what does the world of Sharia compliant digital finance would look like? And how do you see Ruya in 5 years?
Oh, loaded questions. I think Islamic finance in general, not just in the UAE, but globally, and especially in markets like Malaysia and Southeast Asia in general, are at an inflection point of progressive innovation. You see players now like Facet out of the UAE, it was a regulated WASP in the UAE, has recently announced that they've now obtained a digital Islamic banking license in Malaysia. So I think there's this crossroads right now between digital assets and Islamic finance. And Islamic finance is moving into digital assets and moving into adoption of digital assets where there is a customer need and where it is permissible and congruent with Islamic finance principles. But you see now all of a sudden this explosion of innovation that is possible because of digital assets in Islamic finance. You talk about smart contracts on blockchain so that you can make sure that transaction sequences are being executed compliantly and in the right order in order to avoid human mistakes that are happening. You talk about, you said it earlier, about tokenization of real world assets. Through tokenization now, we as an Islamic bank are able to offer our customers real world underlying permissible assets such as real estate, commodities, sukuks, trade contracts at much, much smaller ticket sizes.
And from different geographies.
From different geographies. So if you wanted to invest in a sukuk, it is typically a $200,000 minimum investment, 750,000 dirhams. I wouldn't put 750,000 dirhams into a single ticket. Yeah. If through tokenization and blockchain technology and tokenized assets are instrumental to that, if I can now invest in this in a Sharia compliant manner at 500 dirhams, 50 dirhams, or 5 dirhams even, then
this will make a difference.
It makes a difference because all of a sudden it opens up this asset class to a large part of the population that are able to invest in it. Case in point, we're offering our Bitcoin investments on the platform for as little as 10 dirhams minimum investment. Yeah. So I think Islamic finance benefits in two ways from digital assets. One, as an investment class that customers have access to now and can participate in
the underlying infrastructure.
In the underlying infrastructure. And secondly, it makes Islamic finance more efficient and gives Islamic finance the ability to structure underlying contracts and assets in a truly Islamic finance compliant manner digital native rather than just taking a conventional product and bending it so that wrapping it or bending it so that it becomes a Sharia compliant asset. In the Ruya, the second part of your question, where are we today in 5 years? If I had the answer to that, I would be a rich man.
I'll put a new contract with Ruya.
What we're building is to be the digital Islamic bank of the UAE. And not just for our end customers, and make sure that our end customers are able to participate in all of these asset classes, including digital assets. But more importantly, we want to be the underlying banking infrastructure for the fintech and digital asset ecosystem in the UAE. Yeah, so the Silicon Valley Bank of the UAE, if you will.
Perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, you learned from the boss, you learned from Christoph. Yes, Bitcoin is permissible, compliant, a Sharia compliant product. Check the bank app and let me know if you have any complaints, so I'll take it directly to him.
You can put my email address in
the
comments. That's okay. That's okay.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Christoph, for this time.
Thank you so much, Walid. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.